Well, hello everybody, subscribers, new and old. Welcome to my channel, Vanlife Travels-Wendx. Showing a few photographs on this, me prior to my next travel journey. This was me back at base, just going out with friends and family and having a good time. Just saying hi to everybody whilst I was local. I then from there headed to Lake Bala for an evening. Great park up there right by the side of the lake. Had to go off a little walk into the mountains, but not too far, because my friend who came with me couldn't walk very far. From there I headed to a little village called Llandrillo. I think that's how you pronounce it, just to collect a parcel from the local post office there. And then I headed off to park at Conwy Falls, ready for the challenge my kids had bought me for my 60th birthday, which was in December. Hope you enjoy this one. Don't forget, comment, like, share and subscribe. Yay! I'm here in Conwy Falls with the van, and today we are going below into the caves. Managed to park up just here overnight. It's quite good because the toilet stayed open 24 hours. I have spoken to one of the guys because I was getting quite nervous about doing this. So I spoke to one of the guys earlier. You see, I've got my snood on. It's quite cold, but he said it gets absolutely freezing down there. I can't have my hair tied up, so I've had to do a little plait there because I've got to wear a cave-in hat. They also supply a torch for you. I've had to wear leggings for it rather than jeans, which I don't think you can see because I'm using my gimbal handheld selfie stick today. But yeah, you have to wear just leggings, waterproof trousers. Dunlop wellies are the best, and I've got my Dunlop wellies, but they do provide them here for you. I'm going to go and look in the shop in a minute because I like to get myself a t-shirt or a sweatshirt or something with things like this. This was a present off my kids for my 60th birthday. I've got a cave-in experience, which is 5 hours in a cave, which should be fun, but we'll see. Yeah, so we'll be doing abseiling and all sorts of stuff like that. Abseiling, zip wire, going on a little boat apparently, and yeah, I'll fill you in. I'm taking a camera with me, but I don't know if it'll work or not. At this point, I was getting very, very nervous. It was getting closer. Don't like small spaces at all. Then we had to learn how to put this contraption on, which was a thing in itself. When you actually look at it, it was quite easy, but I've never, I'm saying I've never put it on before. I have, because I have done abseiling and zip wiring before, but yeah, I was going with a group of 8 others. Everybody else was in couples and I was on my own.
Clips as we go through today. The important thing is, if you hear us shout to you about anything you can see, it's going to be about these things. Your clips stay open by pinching that orange barrel between your thumb and your index finger. Pull that barrel down and pull that gate in. When you do that, keep your fingers out of the space you've created. That's where whatever you're clipping onto needs to be able to go. For now, just clip one to the other, and then you can clip them either to that green loop on the front of your harness or the grey loop round on your right. Once you've done that, you come down to here.
At this point, I was in full concentration mode. I've never done this before, you know. Never had to hook on. We'd been told to imagine there was a great big drop by the side of us. So I was trying to imagine that whilst I was trying to hold on and hook on at the same time. And also going really slow because I'd got people in front who were doing exactly the same as me. What we were doing here, we were basically having to put the carabiners over the rope, but then lift it over obstacles, which I'm doing now. And then they'd got hose pipe on part of it, so you had to put it on that. I kept getting my thumbs in the way because I weren't pulling the carabiner back properly. It was quite difficult, but then needed.
Cool, so you'll notice I've really
And this is where the anxious me sets off in the minibus to be taken up a mountain, potentially to my death. I had decided just to take my mobile phone with me to record this, so I've done the best I can. I was told that I couldn't really wear a chest strap because it wouldn't be suitable for it, so this is then the start of going up a 20-minute walk up to the slate mines, which was hard in itself, with the knowledge that there's no toilets up there whatsoever. So you couldn't even just stop and have a drink, because I just thought I'm going to wet myself if I do. Views were amazing going up. It was hard. I'm used to hill walking, but keeping up the pace with 8 others plus the guide leaders was quite difficult for me. I'd usually go up at a slow pace, but it is what it is, and it was beautiful.
This is one of the most modern parts we'll be in today. You see, beforehand, before they made this tunnel, they were pumping all the water up along the main incline up to the top of the hill, where it's then being emptied out up here. Once they got this deep, they realised actually that they dug almost a kilometre-long tunnel from the base of their incline. So the design of the carts and the tracks really kind of typifies the genius of Victorian engineering. It's a very simple ideas. They took a long way and did great things. At the beginning, you've got this rope with some knots in it. You're just going to grab hold of it and use it to pull yourself up these steps as you go. As soon as you reach this next bit of rope, you're going to grab hold of it and clip onto it. One at a time. Hold on to the rope is the best thing to pull on, and pull yourself up these steps. As soon as you can reach that next section, grab hold of it and move your clips up as soon as you can. The goal is to reduce the slack in the system. You see, if I climb up now and then slip, it's a little bit of a ride, but I'll throw myself off that every day of the week. I'm perfectly safe. If I didn't move my clips up as soon as I could, and they kept climbing, if I slip down, where am I going to end up?
Right down there.
Yeah, right down the very bottom. That is going to hurt. There you go. Awesome. Nice one.
She have to walk down, she'd say. Oh,
Yeah,
right.
so you're going to walk down the rock as I lower you.
Okay.
Awesome. Right on the floor. Unclip from my yellow.
This goes the whole way down the height of the chamber. So you're talking 30 metres deep water. So we need to put buoyancy aids on before we get on the boat.
So on went the life jackets, the bigger boat was brought in, all of us got onto the boat. I was on rowing duties, so no footage of this one.
On the end, in this direction, there is another big pool of water you're not going to wander towards. The other way, though, you stay on the flat ground, find a seat somewhere around there, because I probably will get a bit hungry for lunch, yeah? Clip onto this flat rope over here, follow me across. How deep is the water here? At the far end, it's shallowish, it's about 6-7 metres. This end here, you can get about 16-17 metres. Just one clip over here for me. So Robert Downey Jr. in 1913, he came and written his name on here. In reality, it's more an Alan or a Fru Daffus Jones.
And this is an image of an old work boot, what the workers in the mines used to wear. At this section we were told to try to walk through the waterfall because it was less slippy than if you walked on the slate itself, which was quite slippy.
We actually walk around over to here, into this chamber here, where we climbed up and ourselves down into this next chamber. We then actually came back round, back out to the main tunnel, back over to here where we got on the boat and paddled across to over here. And then walked along the tunnel to this chamber, and that's where the zip line was. So we then zipped across here and walked along this tunnel back to the main incline.
So the building is off and let them dangle.
This bit was a lot steeper than what it actually looks. It was a waterfall and everybody got soaked through. Thankfully I took my waterproof trousers out of my wellies and nothing went into my boots. After scrambling up the waterfall, you then had to turn, keep yourself hooked up, just see the string in the background there, and then make your way through the tunnel on your hands and knees. Some of us were having to take rucksacks off because there wasn't enough room to get through. It was just so noisy. I've had to turn the volume down a little bit, the background noise, because a big group of children had gone through before us and they were just screaming, albeit they were enjoying themselves, which is all good. But yeah, I'm going to leave this running for a bit. I'm not going to talk all the way through it, but you've got to get through this little hole then and into another big chamber. This is the chamber here. And then you'll see again then all the water because it had been chucking it down a rain. And then more people coming out through the tunnel. These was all still part of our group. Very, very small area. Don't do small areas, I don't. It weren't very nice, very claustrophobic. But this weren't the worst bit.
This is an old steam pipe, so the thing here there was kind of steam boiler, which plugs into the air shaft. Jump bar, like you see, made of crap like yeah, like jackhammers basically. Or they would have them mounted onto
From this chamber we climbed through another tunnel and oh my gosh, I was faced with this. The sections of the ladders weren't equal, there was bits of metal missing and it was straight up through an air shaft. It was terrifying for me.
Make sure there's always a pot between you.
But they're trying to kill me. Oh dear. I think so, yeah. I think
So grab the hose pipe, best thing to hold on to.
Olive potere ready.
Okay, so it needs to be 2 minutes on, but we're going to head it out this way. So if you want to follow me.
I can certainly say I enjoyed it. The last bit was the hardest. Getting up the ladders at the end. My legs weren't long enough to get up there, so I did struggle. And now we're leaving a completely different way to what we came in. Yet more walking. So we have just been underneath there at Go Below. Interesting. Oh. Now I've got a 20-minute walk back to the minibuses. My dogs are going to wish that they were doing this walk with me. I've got all sorts of videos, but yeah, it was fun. But I don't think I want to do anything like it again. The last bit was absolutely terrifying for me, which you'll see on the video.